Hi ladies, I am doing my fourth video in my embryo transfer, and this is just going to be a quick update on what has happened since the last time I vlogged. We had my suppression check, which was a few days ago, and down in Appleton, and so I went down to that, and unfortunately, they did find a cyst on my right ovary, and so of course I was a little bit concerned about that. They did my blood work, and I didn't know that they were supposed to just take my THC, which I don't even know if that's a real thing, but it started with a T. They were supposed to take that, but they also drew my estradiol or estrogen? I don't know. You know, all this stuff kind of runs together after a while. But they drew 2 different levels, and I didn't know that they were only supposed to draw 1. And so I was told that the visit was going to cost $229 for the ultrasound and $72 for the blood work. And so we had signed all the paperwork and whatnot, and then we went home, and I was just kind of waiting for Seattle Reproductive to call me to talk to me about the cyst and to let me know if protocol is going to change or if we can still move forward and all that kind of stuff. So while I was waiting, Fox Valley called me again and said that they wanted to talk about payment, and because they had called the insurance company, and of course they don't pay for anything, and I told them that. I told them I would pay at time of service because I knew my insurance didn't pay for it, but they still wanted to check. So she told me the appointment was going to be like $467 or something like that. And I was like, well, you told me it was going to be $229 and $72, and I'm pretty sure that doesn't cost $460. And she said, well, that's weird. Did they draw 2 blood tests? And I was just like, well, I don't know. And she said, well, did you have a cyst? And I said, yes. And so apparently if you have a cyst, they can run it under a different category and insurance will pay for it. So I was so excited, still at the time not knowing what the outcome was going to be, but I was just so thrilled because while we're dropping like probably at the end of getting my meds after it works and we're pregnant, it's probably going to be like $5,000. Right now we've paid $4,300, I believe. And so to save that money was just incredible. We were so excited. And then Seattle called me and said that, really when I called them, to be honest, because I wasn't willing to wait any longer. And she was like, oh, I'm waiting to talk to Dr. Dudley and find out when we're going to do your mock transfer. And I was like, okay, well, what about my cyst? And she said, oh, it's no big deal. It's not producing enough estrogen or something like that, so I'm probably getting this all wrong, even though I should be experienced in this, and if I actually looked at my paperwork I could tell you. But she said, well, when are you guys gonna be here so we can set up your mock transfer? And I said, well, we're gonna be there the day before the transfer, and we're not coming in until like 6 at night. And I didn't tell her, but I'm going straight to my NUCA doctor who does my adjustment on C1 and make sure I'm in line before we go and have the transfer done, so my body is prepared to take an embryo and to take our baby and for it to grow and everything to work out great. So they'll do the mock transfer moments before they do the real transfer. They'll just do it once and then redo it again. So that's perfect because I'll already be there, and it means I'm going to have to hold my bladder longer, which is so hard. If any of you guys have had a transfer, it's so tough. The first time I went in, they made me wait because something was being delayed, and so I ended up having to completely empty my bladder and then re-drink water in the waiting room, and still it was terrible. Oh my gosh. I mean, the whole time you're thinking, am I going to pee on the doctor? And then afterwards you don't want to get up and pee because what if you pee it out, even though obviously that's not possible, but it's a weird feeling to be like, so I just go to the bathroom now? I'm like, okay. So, that's about it. Side effects. So now I'm on the patch. I'm taking the patch. I have one on yet from yesterday, and then tomorrow I change it, and then I think in 4 more days I go to 2, and then 4 more days I go to 3, and then so on. and then the max is 4 every other day. So I have been pretty emotional. I would say it's not like constantly, but I thought it would be a really great idea to watch the Emmys, and I literally cried for everyone's acceptance speech. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know how much you've been through, even though I have no idea what they're going through, you know? And then I haven't watched American Idol in years, but I love Harry Connick Jr., and I really like Jennifer Lopez. I think she's great. And so I thought, oh, I'll watch this. Cried every audition. Bad ones, good ones, didn't matter. Cried. I went to MOPS this morning, and the girl next to me announced her pregnancy, and it was the first time I wasn't like, felt like crying because I was upset that I wasn't pregnant. It was just like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. Babies are such blessings. And I was just like overwhelmed, and I don't even really know her. Out of all the girls at the table, she's like the last person I have any idea I probably don't even know her name. So that's tough because you kind of look silly when you cry constantly. And then still the hot flashes, and but other than that, things are going well. I started working out again. If you guys followed me before, I gained a lot of weight with Hope, way more than I should have. And I think a lot of it had to do with I did not exercise because I wasn't exercising before I got pregnant, so I couldn't exercise afterwards. That's what I told myself the whole time. So I'm determined to be exercising before I get pregnant so I can continue, even if it's modified, but just so I can stay active. Obviously, I'm super active because I have a toddler, but it's just not the same. I want my body to be in shape for this pregnancy and pray for a VBAC and just really prepare myself physically and mentally for that. It has nothing to do really with the weight gain necessarily, because clearly I was able to lose all the weight and more. So it's not like a vain issue, it's more of a health issue for me. So that's pretty much it, and I thought it was going to be a short video, but again, it's almost 8 minutes, so hope you guys are doing well, and I have another check on Wednesday, I believe, for my blood draw, and that will let them know if I need to add any medication. If not, then we keep going. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.